something big might be brewing in the world of The Division 2. And for longtime fans, this one could hit right in the nostalgia. The developers have just dropped another tantalizing piece of concept art, and it's set the community buzzing with speculation. The image shows a lone figure making their way through the snow-covered streets of what appears to be Washington, D.C., the air thick with blowing snow and the visibility low. It's a stark, atmospheric scene that instantly calls back to the wintry survival struggle many remember from the first game. But this isn't just a random piece of art. This is the second image teased by the development team with the cryptic message, "SHD scanners picked up unusual activity. Intel arrives at Gamescom. Stay Frosty, agents." And that phrase, "Stay Frosty," suddenly feels a lot more literal. This new reveal comes just weeks after another concept art drop from the developers, a snow-blanketed Capitol building draped in black quarantine cloth with a glaring yellow biohazard symbol. Together, these two images seem to point towards something big coming down the pipeline. And it's got many in the community thinking the same thing. Is a survival mode finally making its way to The Division 2? Survival mode was one of the most beloved features of the first Division game, dropping agents into a brutal, snow-covered New York where every minute was a battle against the cold, scarce resources and other players. It was intense, unforgiving, and unlike anything else in the game. The developers had previously made it clear that snow wouldn't be coming to The Division 2, citing technical hurdles with implementing it into Washington, D.C.'s environment. But these new teasers seem to suggest a possible change of heart. And if that's the case, this could mark one of the most exciting updates in years. So, what exactly could this mean for players? There are a few possibilities being floated around. The most straightforward is a dedicated winter-themed expansion or mode, similar in style to the original Survival, but with the Division 2's updated systems and mechanics. Imagine existing strongholds and key mission areas completely reimagined under heavy snow, with new hazards to navigate and even enemy types adapted to the winter conditions. The concept of a snow hunter has been circulating in community discussions, an even deadlier predator designed for cold weather combat, maybe even using the environment to its advantage. Another possibility is that the developers are integrating dynamic snow weather scenarios into the base game itself. Picture jumping into your usual missions or control point fights, only to find that the streets are suddenly buried in snow and visibility is cut to a few meters. That kind of unpredictability could completely change how firefights unfold, forcing players to adapt on the fly. It's the kind of environmental twist that could breathe new life into familiar locations and encounters. Of course, it's worth keeping in mind that none of this has been confirmed. The developers have been careful with their wording, and beyond these pieces of concept art and the Gamescom teaser, we don't yet know how deep this winter-themed content might go. It could be a full-blown mode, it could be a seasonal event, or it could be something entirely different. The only thing that's certain is that these teasers have sparked a wave of excitement, and the timing, right before Gamescom, suggests that we won't have to wait long for answers. If this really is the return of survival mode in some form, it could be a huge moment for The Division 2. Not only would it tap into a much-loved piece of the franchise's history, but it would also give veteran players a fresh reason to jump back in, and new players a compelling reason to start. The snowy streets of the first game were as much a part of its identity as the orange SHD watches, and bringing that atmosphere back, this time in Washington, D.C., could be the perfect blend of nostalgia and innovation. Now, the question is, what do you think these teasers really mean? Are we about to see the triumphant return of a survival-style experience in The Division 2, or is this something entirely new? How would you like to see snow integrated into the game's world and missions? Drop your thoughts, theories, and wish lists in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you think. And if you're as intrigued by these teasers as we are, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to ManaWar Gaming so you don't miss any updates as the story unfolds. The winter might be coming to DC, agents, and when it does, you'll want to be ready.